All right, let's get right into it. Today we're going to break down a really powerful blueprint for thinking about wealth. And I'm not just talking about earning a bigger paycheck. We're talking about a fundamental shift in how you see things, a change that really can, well, change everything. And it all starts not with what's in your bank account, but with what's in your head.
So first, we've got to talk about a problem that I think a lot of us know all too well. It's this feeling of being caught, Stuck in what we'll call the time for money trap.
I mean, think about it. Does this sound familiar to you? You're working harder than ever, you're putting in more hours, but your financial progress just feels kind of flat. It's like you're on a treadmill, running faster and faster, but you're not actually going anywhere. It's so frustrating, and it's a huge sign that your effort just isn't being multiplied.
But what if working harder isn't the answer? What if it's not about just pushing more, with more brute force? What if there's a better tool out there, a totally different way to look at the whole game of work and reward? Well, that's exactly what this blueprint is all about.
And that leads us right to the single most important concept we're going to talk about today, the power of a lever. This is the big idea, the one that unlocks everything else.
So, what do we actually mean by leverage? Well, the source material puts it perfectly. Leverage is just a lever that lets you get way more output for the same amount of effort you put in. It's a total force multiplier.
Think of it this way. Imagine there's a giant, heavy rock. You could push against that thing all day with your bare hands and get absolutely nowhere. But if you find the right lever and the right pivot point, you can move that same massive rock with just a little bit of pressure. See? It's not about pushing harder. It's about multiplying the force you already have.
Okay, so that sounds great in theory, but how do we actually apply this in the real world? Well, the blueprint breaks it all down into 4 very distinct, very practical types of leverage. This is basically your toolkit for building wealth.
And here they are: labor, capital, code, and media. Just think of these as the 4 main roads you can take to finally break that link between your time and your money. Each one multiplies your effort in its own unique way. So let's do a quick flyby of how each one works.
First up, we've got labor. This is the oldest form of leverage out there. I mean, it's been around forever. This is the classic model of building a team. The moment you start leading other people, your output is no longer just what you can do in a day, it's multiplied by the effort of every single person on that team.
Next up is capital. This is the one most people think of when they hear the word investing. It's pretty straightforward. You put your money to work so that it starts earning more money for you. Whether that's in stocks, real estate, or another business, capital is the lever that never sleeps. It just keeps growing your wealth 24/7.
Then we have code. And you could argue this is the most powerful lever of our time. I mean, think about it. You can write a piece of software or create some kind of digital product one time, and it can be sold millions of times over with basically zero extra cost. It's like having a little army of robots working for you around the clock.
And finally, there's media. This could be anything: a podcast, a book, a YouTube channel, you name it. Media lets you package up your knowledge and just broadcast it to the world. You record your ideas once, and they can reach and help thousands, maybe even millions of people. It amplifies your impact way beyond what you could ever do one-on-one.
Okay, so knowing about these levers is one thing, but actually using them effectively, that requires a pretty big mental shift. It's not just about what you're doing, it's about how you're thinking. And that's the huge difference between having an owner mindset and a seeker mindset. And what's so interesting here is the core difference. A job seeker is always thinking in terms of trading their time directly for a paycheck. It's a one-to-one deal. The asset owner, though, they're thinking completely differently. They're thinking about how to build systems using one of those 4 levers that can make money without their direct time.
So this is the whole game right here. The entire blueprint really hangs on this one single transformation in your thinking. You have to start seeing the world less as a place to go find a job and more as a place to go build and own an asset.
And this just makes it crystal clear what we're talking about. What are you building every day? An asset is simply something that puts money in your pocket. A liability is something that takes money out. And the asset owner is just obsessed with building and buying more and more assets.
Okay, so we've covered the trap, we've covered the big idea of leverage, we've walked through the 4 tools in your toolkit, and we've talked about that essential mindset shift. So that brings us to the final and honestly the most important part. How do you apply this to your life?
We've looked at the 4 big ones: labor, capital, code, and media. The thing is, you don't have to master all of them, but you do need to master one. So the question this whole blueprint leaves you with is a really powerful one. Which lever are you going to build first?